Welcome back to No Crime After Dark, where we have to talk about crime in the daytime because she's scary. What was last week's? I just drew a blank that fast.
It was Green. You know, the stepdaddy.
Oh, it was him. That's why I forgot, because we had a whole nother conversation after the recording and got a little deep around here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so if you missed last week's episode of Evil Stepdad, definitely go check out our YouTube channel or check us out on Spreaker. I just realized I never mentioned the Spreaker when I'm naming off all the 10,000 places they can listen to us and follow us. But check us out on Spreaker as well. So if you don't have time to be watching videos, you got to focus on your job or whatever it is that you're doing, you can check us out on Spreaker. No Crime After Dark. And just listen in. New episodes every Thursday. We're going to get more active. And when I say we, I mean both of us, because we're going to have a talk after this recording. We're going to get more active on Instagram and TikTok.
I knew you
Somebody gets away with just showing up to record. That's all she does. She just shows up to record. That's me behind all them social media pages.
That is true. You do it.
Well, there go my dog. Nella down there bugging. So today, first of all, this is not even the right note. Today we're going to talk about the Granville Ritchie case and trial. Mm-hmm. Sorry to dip out the camera on y'all like that, but this one, it stresses me out and it's sad all at the same time. Mm-hmm. This one, I actually think I have a much better timeline on than anything, just because it happened in a matter of like 3 days. From start to finish. It was literally like first of all, it wasn't hard to figure out. And then people just didn't know what they was doing. So I'll go ahead and get into it. So on May 16th of 2014, Felicia Williams, she went to 9-year-old Felicia Williams, also known as Sugar Plum.
Sugar Plum.
She was a Sugar Plum.
I thought that was the best name ever.
It was. I thought it was cute too.
Yes.
She went to go be with her godmom, Ebony Wiley.
A godmom that she like ordained herself godmom though. Like she was like, oh, I should be her godmom. And I'm like, well, don't you get chosen for that though?
But the sister that was doing the interview, she acknowledged her as the godmom too. So maybe, people just do stuff and you just give them a name, I guess. You know how Black folks do. You babysit 10 times, you the godmom.
Buy an outfit, you the godmom.
Right. She went to go be with her godmom and her godmom's boyfriend. Just spending the day. They're going to go grab something to eat. And nobody ever heard from her again. Instead of going, I always got to go back. I always get ahead of myself. So here's the timeline. Ebony Wiley, was neighbor with Felicia Williams' mom. Some kind of way, like we were just saying, she ended up being Felicia's godmom. Mm-hmm. Now, the story that Ebony tells is Felicia was basically bad. She didn't listen. Mm-hmm. She didn't like the fact that she would show up to her house all hours of the day, unannounced kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And this particular day, apparently it was planned. I don't know if she popped up or not. They don't specify, but she ended up with godmom.
Right. But when she was being interviewed, she was like, I called the guy and was like, oh, remember that girl?
Well, wait. That's what I'm getting into. That's what I'm about to slide into. Okay. So on May 16, 2014, this is the day Felicia went missing. We're going to go back to literally only a week prior. A week prior, Ebony Wiley, Felicia's godmom, meets Granville Ritchie. And apparently for Ebony, it was love at first sight. Like she was just smitten. Now,
a catch.
Right. My good hood sense says this was more than likely a drug-fueled situation, even for it being as short a time it was a drug-fueled situation. So to jump forward to what Todd was about to say, in that week's time, Ebony's telling Granville about Felicia, and she bad, she don't be listening. So this particular day, yo, you remember my goddaughter I was telling you about? Yeah, she about to come over. I'm gonna take her to get something to eat. Do you want to go? This is a week later, y'all. Sorry, I'm in the Midwest. It's my allergies. No, go ahead.
She said that she was like popping up and she was gonna spank her, and he was like, "Don't spank her. Let's just talk to her and take her to get something to eat." So this was his idea to go get something to eat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they take her to go get something to eat. They go back to Granville's mom's house. They put on a movie. Everybody's hanging out watching the movie. And then Granville and Ebony go to spend some time alone with each other.
Yeah.
So they go in the room. They do what they do. Oh, I'm sorry. In his mama bed. They go do what they do in mama's room, in mama's bed. And
35 minutes.
35 minutes, exactly. I don't know who keeps count like that, but 35 minutes. They come back out, and now they decide they want to smoke. So Granville asked Ebony, did she know anybody that had some?
Well, that's the story that came out first. I mean, second. Right. The first time they came out after 35 minutes, the first story was they came out after 35 minutes and they noticed that she was gone from the couch. And so they were panicking and freaking out. That's the first story they told. But I guess when Ebony realized this is not going to work, or maybe when she went home and realized maybe this man or somebody he knows did something to this child, maybe I should tell the truth.
Right. Okay. So thanks for yeah. So they told a couple different stories. So the first story was, we came out the room and she was gone. And this is the story both of them are telling. Like they both on the same page for this story. A day or two goes by and apparently something was eating at Ebony's conscience. So she went back to the police voluntarily, went back and was like, look,
let me tell you the truth.
Let me tell you what happened.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. That you want to hear what
when she still is trash for the whole situation and her part in it. Yeah. But at least it bothered her enough to come back and tell the truth. I'll give her like a 1.5 for that. But she came back and she told him this is what happened. We were in the room, we did what we did. When we came out, he asked, did I know somebody that has some tree? I'm like, yeah, I could call somebody, and me and my goddaughter can go get it. And he was like, oh no, you don't have to take her. You can leave her here with me.
You don't have license, and you're gonna
and you don't want to get pulled over, and you don't have a license, and she's with you. And so just leave her here. Y'all can guess what Ebony did. So she left her there. She went, got the tree. Comes back. I'm assuming there was a gate because they said she was trying to get in and she couldn't get in. So like the way they made it seem was like she's trying to get him to buzz her up kind of thing.
And she was calling him or something.
He
phone.
So she calling. And this was the part that was confusing to me because they kept mentioning CVS. Was she at CVS or was he saying baby girl went to CVS?
So he said, so the first story when she was calling, where are you? I'm trying to get in. She says, we're at CVS. And that girl just left. And she said, what do you mean that girl just left? And then she went. So then Ebony drives to that CVS. He's not there. She calls and she says, where are you? I'm here at CVS. Oh, I just come back to my mom's house. I'm at my mom's house. I came back. And then that's when he buzzed her in or whatever. They get inside or she's pulling in. And as she's walking up, she sees him coming out of the apartment, sweaty.
No shirt.
And like his boxers or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that's where that left off. And then he tried to tell her that she left from the house to CVS. That's what she was asking. Well, how does she know where CVS is? Because she doesn't live around here and she doesn't know. Oh, I told her where to go. She said she wanted $2 to go to CVS.
I just don't trust people. First of all, I wouldn't have had you around my goddaughter that soon, and I just met you a week ago. But secondly, I question everything anybody tells me. So that just wouldn't have worked. So
you're not going to tell me, but the thing is, you're not going to tell me you're at CVS. I drive to CVS. You're not there. And then when I come back, you're half naked. I thought you were just at CVS. How'd you get naked?
And why are you that sweaty? And all you did, you went to see, you
drove.
Run here, yes, it ain't like you walked. You drove.
Ran and got naked in the process of running.
Right. So she finally gets in the apartment, and he's telling her this bogus story. Mm-hmm. And she went in the room to pray. That was so Ebony
pray about it.
If she gonna pray about it, if you pray in private, the Lord will answer you publicly. Yeah. Basically, is what her.
Go in my mama's room. Go in the closet.
Yeah, go in my mama's room. Go in the closet and pray. Don't go in my room because you know it's kind of messy in there. Don't go in my room. But go in my mama's room in the closet
and pray.
So she goes in the room in the closet and prays. So once she gives the police this information, now they have other evidence that they hadn't presented to her yet, mm-hmm. of pictures that they took inside the home. Once she finally, I'm sure they actually took pictures initially anyway, mm-hmm. but once she confessed, they give her these pictures and it's like, does anything in this room look different to you? Mm-hmm. And there was a suitcase that was in the room, and she noticed that some clothes had been taken out of the suitcase. And then they're showing her the floor, like, is there anything missing, anything else in the room? Mm-hmm. She noticed the tracks rolling from the suitcase, rolling and printed into the carpet on the floor. Mm-hmm. So now it's a matter, it's not even so much a matter, I think, for the police of who did it.
It's now, where is she?
Yeah, like, where is she? Is she okay? Is she alive? Which, with the assumption of a suitcase, you can only assume with that. Right. But so they get their investigation going. 3 days later, y'all. 3 days later, they find little Felicia Williams, aka Sugar Plum, naked body, mm-hmm. floating in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Per the investigation, when they found her,
she was naked.
She was naked. She had been beaten, and raped,
and strangled.
Strangled.
Yeah, strangled.
So naturally, it's back to Ebony and Granville.
Yes.
Further investigation, Granville's phone was pinging in that area.
Phone data.
You know what? This is something I will never understand, though. Because we didn't have cell phones way too long at this point. Like, I got my first cell phone when I was, 16, 17? So, my little Cricket, my little flip phone. So, we've had cell phones for way too long now. Mm-hmm. What boggles my mind, when these people are committing these crimes, you don't think to leave your phone at home, turn it off, just anything.
Just leave it at home.
And I understand, I'm sure the man was probably in a panic, because who does that? But
yeah,
you didn't, obviously not.
Yeah.
I'm thinking too hard now.
So they pinged his phone. So they're like, oh, you were driving over here. And then he didn't take her to the bay and push her in the water. He threw her over the overpass. The highway, just threw over it.
Now, little backstory on Mr. Granville. First of all, he was going by Trevor.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how we went from Granville to Trevor.
And then Richie Man.
Richie Man.
Richie Man.
He's from Jamaica. So my assumption of that is he was probably or had probably gotten caught up in something similar in Jamaica. This is just my opinion. And then came to the States and messed around and did the same thing. Because I believe with stuff like that, it's never their first time.
No.
Once it gets to that point and it's that grotesque, it's like that's not your first time.
Right. It was way too, he like had the plan like, oh, I don't know if, because remember he said he's seen her driving down the street. So
she met this man walking down the street.
Right. He was driving down the street and she was walking down the street. So I'm wondering, was Felicia with him at the time? Like, did he notice that Felicia was with her? And that is what he...
I don't believe she was.
Okay.
I think over the week, which is still mind-boggling, over the week that they had been talking, right, she was talking about Felicia. And then that day came when she was fussing, I'm about to whoop her, she over here cutting up, whatever it was. Once he heard that, because he probably already had it on his mind just from her venting about her. Then that day, it's like, okay, this is my opportunity. So no, don't whoop her. Let's just talk to her, take her to go get something to eat, because they said they went to Checkers. First of all, I never liked Checkers as a kid. But anyway, they took her to Checkers. So I feel like that was already in his mind. Like, he knew what he was going to do.
Like, trying to get in good. Like,
right. Like, because that's why immediately after coming out the room, hey, somebody that's got some tree, because he can use the excuse. If your mama if you at your mama house, you didn't just get to Florida. You didn't just get to Tampa Bay. Right. You didn't just get there. So putting himself out there to seem like he didn't know where to get any from.
Right.
Because I feel like he did.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you go get it. And then she's like, oh, well, I'm going to take my goddaughter with me. Nah, just leave her here. You ain't got no license. You don't need to be doing all that. He knew what he was going to do before he got to them. It was already in his mind.
Yeah.
Now, no, go ahead.
No, you finish.
Okay. All right.
You go ahead.
Now, of course, like most child predators do, he denied. Yeah. All the way up to the court date and time. And you can find the trial on YouTube in depth. They have the entire trial on there. Even at trial, he still denied it. This nutbag, after being convicted in September of, did we determine it was 2019 or 2020? No.
It said either 19 or 20. Two different things I seen was like.
Yeah, I said don't judge us, y'all, because we couldn't find an exact date nowhere.
No.
But somewhere between 2019 and 2020. Because like I just told her, I'm like, they had time during COVID to convict him. He was convicted and then turned around in 2022 and tried to appeal.
Well, he tried to appeal the death row. He wasn't trying to say, let me out of jail. No. He was just saying, let me off death row.
No, you deserve the same punishment you get that baby.
Yeah.
Like there's no.
But what was weird, what got me was the phone call. Did you see that?
I did not.
The 911 said that his phone, 911, the investigator said that his phone made a 911 call, and it's just audio like scuffle. And so they were thinking it's probably her. She probably got the phone. She was trying to call 911, but never got the chance to say anything, and it just hung up. And I just felt like that little girl, being that she's so outgoing, she's riding her bike and at the neighbor's house, and all the kids, everybody in the neighborhood knows her. I'm sure she was a sassy little thing. So I know she gave up a good fight. You know what I mean? Like, I know she gave up a good fight, and she probably was trying to call 911. And that's why his ass was working hard, because she was. So that, I guess that thought in my mind, like, she put up a good fight, and like, not saying that I'm proud of her. Like, I hope that she did, but it's just sad that she had to be in that situation anyway with somebody who trusted. And then the sister to me was very calm talking about the godmom.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
No,
it wasn't. Okay,
I would have been
all right. Okay.
And that, and she's stupid, and she this, and I would have been so mad.
But see, this is why I feel like the Lord makes sure we're never in those kind of situations, because you could never interview me about my little sister dying that way, and I'm going to be all prim, prime, and proper.
Interview me, because I'm being.
I was say they're going to be bleeping they're going to just have to edit me out the interview, because I'm cussing the whole way through.
The little glass window, you just talk like this. Yeah, because that's when I be with my handcuffs just like this.
Yeah, no, like that. We do real good on this here YouTube and this here podcast.
I'm always like in the stupid.
Yeah, we be having to. That's why we kind of be fumbling over what we're saying sometimes, because we try not to be too vulgar. Because cussing is a third language in my case, because I speak Spanish.
This is my second language. I love it.
Ebony.
She got charged with giving false information and was sentenced to 75 days. And I feel like the same, I would say like accessory, like, like
I feel like that's aiding and abetting. Why couldn't they give her that?
Right. I just feel like she was only there because of you. Just like if I brought someone over to set them up to be robbed, I'm going to jail.
And part of me, the only reason I don't think she knew what was going to happen is because she came back. But this is where people be saying I be judging. And this wasn't her child necessarily, but stop bringing everybody around your kids, be it your birthright child, niece, nephew, goddaughter, little cousin, stepbrother, whatever. Stop doing that.
He's like, well, do you know him? She was like, what do you mean by his name, last name? Like, that's what you mean? I said, yes. That's
not funny, but she was so serious.
That's exactly what you mean. Like, how the well do you know?
Like, no, not that well. No, not that well.
Not that well. Like, really? Okay.
I was going to say, I could not be an investigator, because I would get up and walk out in the middle of the interview. Like, you know what, Todd, you take this, because no, you know how far my patience go, because you had to help me out once upon a time. You here. I can't do this. I can't live like this.
We're gonna just, rewind.
Right.
Did you say his last name? Do you know his last name? Like, what do you mean? I just don't understand. And then what did you guys talk about for 3 days? If you didn't.
Well, it had been a week.
Or whatever. You didn't ask the man his last name? What was his mama's name?
I will say my top 5 questions. Granted, I have not been single in about 16 years, or 15. It'll be 15 this year. But my top 5, I need to know your full government.
Yeah.
And the reason I need to know your full government is if we're going on a date, I need to report to my friends what your full government is. I need to know where you live, where you work, what your birthday is, and where you're from. That is just, that's the top.
Yeah.
Right there. Out the gate. You might think I'm crazy or weird, but I promise you, would nobody ever be able to snatch me?
We turn our locations on. But before, I was like, hey, I'm going with Steve. And he
drives for real.
A Chevy, whatever. And
yeah, the car model too. Girl, what kind of car he drive?
Black. It's a Chevy Impala. You come and get that man.
That man almost lost that Chevy Impala one day, and it wasn't even his.
Oh God!
Because I sure sat on the hood of it and called you. I was like, what's his license plate number? Because I'm at my mom. I'm at the laundromat at my mama.
That's not it. That's not the one.
I was like, okay, let me get off these people car.
I know his ass hit up here.
I had to make sure, because I'm like carrying my bag. Actually, I drove her car to the laundry room.
Right.
This is completely off subject. Sorry, y'all. Drove the car to the laundry room, and as I'm driving, I'm like, hold on. I didn't even take my laundry out the car first. I got out the car and went back to the Black Impala. We wash these clothes in a minute. Anyhow, I don't.
don't understand how she didn't know.
Yeah, how you don't, and people might feel like a week. It is a short amount of time to know somebody, which is why it's mind-boggling why she would have her goddaughter around this man. But I feel like within the first conversation, I should know these things about you. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't, we're grown.
And then I feel like also, like you said, it was more of a drug thing anyway, you know?
Yeah.
What, I mean, I don't even feel like they probably even talked. They probably said, hey, I'm gonna come over and pick you up. We're gonna do, you know, this. And then that's how their relationship, there was no get to know each other. There's none of that. There's none of that. So that person shouldn't be around anybody you care about.
That's true. You know, but see, it also concerned me because, like you said, the sister was super calm, but why wasn't them? And I understand, excuse me, I understand it can be heartbreaking. You don't want to relive that as a parent, but like, where was the mom? Where was her? Well, yeah, the dad may or may not have been around, but where was her mom?
And I'm assuming that in this, when the situation was happening, I'm assuming Ebony was probably watching Felicia. I'm assuming that maybe the mom was at work. Because it was like a long period of time that she was, I mean, they went to eat, so you just was like, oh, we're gonna go something to eat, we come back. So you had to have told her, like, I'll babysit her, and so she's just rolling with you all day. So that's what I'm thinking. And the mom wasn't in the documentary or the little
but that bothered me as much as the sister being too calm.
Yeah.
Like, where was the mom at? Like, I don't, again, this is a me thing. I don't see something like that happening to my child, and you can't find nothing about me because I'm all on Facebook, all your social platforms. Y'all gonna be sick of me, okay? Just what they say, prepare to be sick of me. That would be me. You would know who Saida is when this is all said and done.
Yeah.
Period.
I did see the mom on the trial when they when he was sentenced, and she did her victim impact speech or whatever. I read a letter, and I mean, she looked really like devastated. So I'm gonna assume that maybe she just was at work and this is what happened.
But it still took too long for them to even report her missing for me.
Well, you know, Ebony and Richie man, what's his name? Tyrone? What's his name?
Trevor Richie Trevor.
Yeah,
Richie man. Richie man Trevor.
They had to get their story together, girl. They couldn't report her because she did say that at the beginning, like, I wanted to call the police, and he was like, no, like, we'll find her, you know.
It was that's why I believe this was a drug fueled situation, because there was a multitude of red flags
for her. Yeah, she should have noticed this. So, like,
because why do you, first of all, I just wouldn't do it. I just met you. I'm not leaving my goddaughter with you, period. I don't care what, suspended license and all. She going with me.
Yeah.
Her mama knew my license was suspended when she brought her over here. So suspended license. Not all. She's going with me. Right. So for you to insist that would have made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And just like the conversation we had after last week's recording, that's why it would have made me uncomfortable. Because no. I've been with Paul almost 15 years. He ain't never been that eager to watch my nieces, even though I know he don't care. If I say I'm taking them with me, all right, I'll see y'all later.
Enjoy.
Have a good day.
Ain't got no insurance. Have fun.
If I asked him to watch him, he would, but he ain't never been that eager to babysit my nieces, leave them at nothing. It's first of all, they will talk your ear off. That's the first thing. But just it's weird. And you know, in my position with my situation, it frustrates me that people have these kids or are allowed to be around these kids, and they just don't seem to take it serious to me. Like, even as an auntie, I can't do it. I can't see myself doing it. Like, I don't have any of my own, but I got something that's close enough, and they grown. I still won't do it.
Yeah.
You not staying behind with no nigga that I don't know for real. No, not happening. No. So if I'm leaving, we leaving.
We leaving.
Period. And like the youngest is,
We're going to go pick up some stuff.
No, for real. We finna take a trip.
Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna ride by the liquor store, get us some chips or something to distract them from everything else. But yeah, no. Youngest is 17. The rest of them legal age.
Yeah.
No. I would never do it. And my brother, bless his heart, being the God-fearing, loving man he is, was given the most ghetto sister ever. But he
now this is true. I had to catch on.
But he knows I will never do anything to put my nieces in harm's way. Like I would literally, you would have to kill me to do something to them. So that's why this kind of stuff. Huh?
We all did.
No, for real. Like you would have to kill me to do something to them because I that's the only way I could see this happening. Because you're like, no, she could stay here. And I'm like, no, she good. And I'd have never came back. Me and my goddaughter would have got in the car and left, and that'd have been that.
Yeah. And I'm assuming it's his car too. So that's why when you're like saying like this relationship was based on drugs, I'm sure it was because she was easily like influenced. Like
it's the walking down the street for me.
Like he just talked her into anything. Like what? Damn, you don't have that kind of common sense.
What I'm saying is, it's her walking down the street.
Yeah,
like walking down El Cajon Boulevard.
We don't do that.
I think that's what she was doing, though.
Well, then you'd be in jail for pimping and pandering. You don't want to do that. Don't do that.
So we're gonna wrap it up at the
They haven't set an execution date for him, though. They haven't.
And no, it's already happened.
No, it hasn't.
No.
Did it?
I
looked it up. I tried to find it, and it wasn't there.
That man better be dead. No, let me not say that like that.
Don't say that.
I thought I saw that he was. Maybe that was one of them unreliable sites.
No, I don't think it happened yet.
Well, maybe not, because he just tried to appeal.
Yeah, because last year he tried to appeal the death sentence. He wanted to just be like.
That's another question I have. Why it take so long to kill people on death row?
I don't understand.
Like when it's clear cut like that, why it take so long? And y'all quick to say tax dollars, but y'all blow it on everything else. So,
but I mean, isn't it more money? I mean, with them sitting there, people pay.
They make more money with him being incarcerated.
But I mean, don't put them on death row. Just put them in. I mean, because they don't even come out. They're not like they don't. What do? They're like in their cells 23 hours.
He's probably under solitary because you know how they do rapists and women beaters and child molesters in prison.
From watching like what's the show on on Discovery? It's Hardest Prisons and Death Row Stories, whatever. I think that the guys that are on death row or women or whoever, they have like their own cell. Like they don't share a cell. It's like
But that's what I'm saying. But even the bottom line of it is
there's no let's go to the cafeteria. Like your food comes to you.
Yeah, no, they take it to them.
Yeah, and then you come out 1 hour a day for rec time, but you're
that right there. Just take me now. 1 hour a day. Just take
like
me now.
Gate. You're like in a gate. You can't go.
Yeah. It's basically solitary.
Right.
But the reason, like I said, I'm serious when I ask, like, why does it take so long? But I fully understand the reason why it takes so long is because they make more money off of him literally just being there. And
give him a license. Don't get our hopes up. This man gonna be dead.
Girl, because by the time they finally execute him, I'm gonna be about dead 78, 90 years old.
What damn happened? What? Why are we here? Like,
and it's crazy because they take forever to execute people like him, but people that really didn't do anything, or they need to at least reinvestigate the case. They get rid of them quick.
Yeah.
So I don't, like I said, I get it, but I don't get it because I know it's all about $1. So they're gonna let them sit in there as long as they can let them sit in there. Basically, I feel like till it gets to the point where they're over capacity. So all right,
we got
to knock some of these death row inmates off. Yeah, now all right, they can go now. Like I feel like that's what it is when it comes to that. We gotta go now.
Yeah,
but
she is in a
she's in a much
peaceful place, right? A peaceful place, and I hope that they, found peace, and I really hope that they,
I hope they execute him by 2030. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Lord, you should kill that man.
What is Florida's death? Is lethal injection everywhere now, ain't it?
I think so.
Because wasn't Texas like the last state to get rid of the electric chair?
You gotta let that go. Yeah, I think they're the only ones that's hanging on. But yeah,
I'm not gonna give my opinions on any of that because I think the lethal injection is just too nice, depending on the murder. But
give them to the family and let the family do what they want. And
I really say put them in general pop. That's gonna fix itself.
Yeah. Especially
and a lot of times they're not even gonna kill you right away. You gonna suffer to the point where they make you want to kill yourself. Like,
yeah,
I feel like instead of, like you said, putting them inside this little gate and securing them, because that's why they do it.
Yeah.
Because most people on death row, let's be honest, rape, child molesting, because not even necessarily murder, because this is murder people and people that's the murder folks in general pop. So it's not even just murder.
I think it's like the how you do it, the cows. Like I think it's like all. I think it's what they prove. Like the proof. Yeah. I think that's what
how severe it was. But yeah, no, I think they should let him loose in general pop.
Yeah, he's probably a coward. He ain't gonna be able to hang. I mean, because
that sounds like a him problem.
I'm saying, like, you feel like a tough guy. You killed a little girl that put up, I'm pretty sure, a good freaking fight.
The way they described her, that baby, the reason I feel like that's why he was so sweaty.
Yeah, I'm saying, I know.
Because that baby was kicking, screaming, biting, punching, scratching. Yeah, she didn't let that go easily.
Yeah, and I can just imagine how scared she was, and it's just hard. It's hard. I can't even.
Yeah, this one, I'm not gonna say it bothered me, and I don't want to sound insensitive or desensitized, but it bothered me a little more than most stories do because, I love the kids. But it was unnecessary. And then it's like, you just got some ass. Like, just got some.
They just have that that sick.
You're just that disgusting.
Yeah. I don't even understand.
Not that excuses it. Like, not that if he hadn't had none in a year, that would make it better. But
yeah, and it's just like, what weirdo finds children attractive?
That's the question.
You're 40 or 38, and you find 40. A 9-year-old 40, and you say, "Oh, I'm gonna."
Anything within 3 years of it, you're 40.
Right? Like, oof, God, I don't understand that. That don't.
No, I can't look at a child and get aroused. Like, I don't know how that works.
I don't even like children.
I don't even like them kids. Fuck them kids.
I do not like them.
I like them because I can give them back. Okay.
Yeah, I want that.
They come over, we can spend all the nights and have all the fun and watch all the movies and eat all the snacks. But you're going home tomorrow,
right?
But I've always wondered that, like, in all seriousness, like, even with women, it's not just men that do it. How do you look at a child, a literal child? I'm not talking about 18 or 19, even though they're still basically a child, but look at a literal child, in her case, 9 years old.
And then to find them attractive, and then knowing that these children know that you're not supposed to be touching them or climbing on them. So you're about to force yourself. Like, it's like, what the heck? You're a sicko. Like,
and that's the problem I have with them trying to normalize everything right now. Because that's one thing they're trying to normalize is people. What do they call it? Age fluid is what they're trying to do.
Girl, I don't know. I don't
like you have men that identify as women, women that identify as men. They're trying to normalize identifying as a child.
You're going to get us disliked before we even get a lot of likes. So I'm not
going to
say how I feel about
You're
it.
Feel about any of that. Listen. Do you? Let me before y'all just cancel us before we even get started. Agree. Do you? I am not by any means a homophobe, but I am 10,000%. You can identify as a shoe for all I care.
Yeah,
but when it comes to the kids,
yeah,
I ain't editing it out. I'm not gonna edit it out. Like I'm not. We just might have to lose this video. I don't know. when it comes to the kids, I ain't no shame, because that's not something that should not be normalized. That should not be okay. I'm just gonna put it out there, period. Like, and if you report it, YouTube gonna tell me who reported it, so I know exactly who you are.
And that's one of them. You like children, don't you? You sicko.
You're gonna be the total yourself, and I'm gonna notify the local authorities, because why is you reporting it for that? Because we ain't said nothing wrong up to that point.
Check his internet.
Oh, I promise. Check his whole.
He might be
internet
or her. Yeah.
Yeah. True. Let's not put it all on the men, because there are weird, disgusting women out here. But you know, before we get canceled, let me go ahead and finish the video. In all seriousness, leave these kids alone. Leave them alone. Just leave them alone.
And please just stop trusting everybody. Everybody is not your friend.
No.
Love of your life. The man you met is not the love of your life.
No.
It's not. He ain't. He's not. He's not the one. So,
girl, I don't know if this video gonna make it. It's been a month. It's been a month and a week. We already canceled. Listen here. You getting our opinions, okay? Yeah, I've seen much worse on YouTube. We better not get canceled. But with all of that being said, again, I wanted to clarify this. I did it on Facebook already for those that follow the group page. We laugh, but it is not by any means. That does not mean we don't care. And nobody said anything. I just feel like I need to clarify it.
Yeah.
This is just how we communicate. Before we started recording it, we did the same
how
thing.
We talk
yeah, it's just how we communicate with each other. Please believe, especially when it comes to children, we do not take this lightly at all.
I don't like when people hurt old people.
No, and old people don't
you come for the old people.
You are talking to a whole CNA, and I used to do in-home care. Don't y'all be out here messing with these old people, okay? Because when we done came across some boogers, that's old people, but don't you be messing with these old folks now.
I just don't prey on the weak, you know. Just don't do that.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Do not prey on the weak. If you can't stand a good tussle or some pushback, you probably shouldn't be doing it.
Are a creep.
You are creep.com. But I don't want anybody to think, they think it's a joke or no. Like our episode from week before last, that was very close to home for Todd.
Yeah.
She literally had a friend go through pretty much the exact same situation kind of thing. So we definitely do not take it lightly, and I don't want anybody to think that we do.
No, we don't.
We might get canceled because I had an opinion. But as long as y'all don't cancel us for thinking we take it lightly, I can live with that.
Right. No.
I'm okay with that.
We get very upset.
As always, follow us on TikTok, No Crime After Dark. Instagram, no Crime After Dark _podcast. Facebook, No Crime After Dark. We have a like page as well as
I write all these down.
You should, because you're about to start getting active. You should.
Me and social media don't get along. Okay, go ahead.
Y'all about to. This could be all you on there for. You about to. And TikTok, No Crime After Dark. Spreaker, like I said, it just dawned on me, for the whole month we've been doing this, I posted online, but for whatever reason I don't say it on here. Spreaker, you can go and just listen. You don't have to look at our ugly mugs if you don't want to. I just got my hair did too, y'all. But anyway, y'all don't have to look at us if you don't want to. You can just listen. We are going, this is for y'all and her, we are going to get more active on TikTok. You're going to see more of our faces. You have your assistant over there. He can help you.
Where is he at? He's outside.
Yeah, because he knows what to do. But we are going to get more active. Like she said, we're still trying to build our likes and everything. I'm about to keep right. But we are going to start doing more. I have not mentioned this yet because I've still been working on it. But for those of you that know, I had a boutique.
Oh.
It's going under some reconstruction. We're tying it into this here because this is what I wanted to do in the first place and just couldn't figure out how to execute it. So be on the lookout. In the next 2 weeks, I just got the labels and everything done yesterday.
Oh, fast.
Yeah, girl, I'll be on it. It be seeming like I don't be doing nothing, but I'll be doing stuff.
You really do.
I gotta finish the website is what it is.
I don't be doing nothing.
Yeah, that's why you finna get more active. I'm over here recording, editing.
Good notes here. Look.
You said what?
Good notes right here.
Good. And we're gonna go over some more. But anyway, we just rambling on at this point. Me and her finna have a staff meeting.
Oh God.
But y'all have a good night.
That's what you should record, the staff meeting.
We're about to have a staff meeting because, like I said, somebody only show up for a recording time. She on time, usually. I give her that. At least she on time.
I was on time at one time. You was not.
It be me. It really be me.
All the way. I said, hello? Okay, I'll come back. Hello? Okay, I'm going to come back. I was like, she just texted me and said it's time.
I was talking to my brother for like 45 minutes while you was waiting. I came back. DJ was just sitting in the camera like.
I had a drink.
It be me, y'all. But that's because I be having to do everything. Like I had something come up last night because we usually record on Tuesdays. Today is Wednesday. I had something come up last night. I do the editing, so I try to give myself time. So while she getting comfy, cozy, and going to bed and getting ready to go to bed, I'm gonna be up editing this tonight. So staff meeting.
Okay.
But anyway.
I'm ready.
Thank y'all for joining us. Again, episodes every single Thursday. And we will check y'all out next week.
Bye.